Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I've brought you another emotional reaction story, and trust me, this one hits differently. It's about two stepsisters living under the same roof, sharing the same space, but going through very different emotions. So without wasting any time, let's jump straight into it. The video opens early in the morning. Both girls are sitting on the bed, wrapped in that quiet, peaceful morning vibe. Sunlight is coming through the window, and everything feels soft and calm. They're talking casually, smiling at each other, almost whispering like people do when the day has just begun. At first, everything seems normal. They look close, comfortable, and connected. You can tell they share a bond that goes beyond just living in the same house. There's warmth between them. The way they look at each other, the way they laugh, it feels natural. But then, slowly, the mood starts to shift. One of the sisters gets up and walks outside to water the plants. She looks calm, focused, almost at peace. Meanwhile, the other sister stays inside. She sits quietly on a chair, staring into nothing. Her smile fades. Her energy drops. Something is clearly bothering her. You can see it in her face, that heavy silence, that look people have when they're thinking too much. She eventually gets up and walks to the sink to brush her teeth, but even that feels automatic. She's not really present, she's somewhere in her thoughts. The sister outside notices something is off. She finishes watering the plants and comes back inside. She doesn't rush. She doesn't pressure her with questions. She just observes. And I really like that part. Sometimes support doesn't start with words. It starts with awareness. Later, they're back in the room. The upset sister lies down on the bed and starts scrolling through her phone. You know that kind of scrolling. Not because you're interested, but because you're trying to distract yourself from overthinking. The other sister walks in and stands near her. She gently asks, "Are you okay?" At first, she gets a cold response. Short answers. A little attitude. You can tell she doesn't want to open up. But the sister doesn't give up. She sits down next to her. Not too close. Not forcing comfort. Just enough to show, "I'm here." And finally, the truth comes out. "My boyfriend cheated on me." That one sentence explains everything. The sadness. The silence. The distance. The sudden mood change. Heartbreak is something almost everyone has experienced at some point. And in that moment, you can feel how deeply it hurt her. What I really appreciated in this story is how the sister reacts. She doesn't judge her. She doesn't blame her. She doesn't say, "I warned you." Instead, she listens. She lets her talk. She lets her cry. She reminds her that someone else's betrayal does not reduce her value. That part was powerful. They start talking about what happened. The messages. The lies. The moment she found out. You can see the pain in her expression. But you can also see relief. Relief that she finally said it out loud. The sister tries to lighten the mood. She grabs her phone and shows her something funny. Maybe a meme. Maybe an old photo. Slowly, the atmosphere shifts again. This time, not from happiness to sadness, but from sadness to healing. The girl who was heartbroken starts to smile again. A small smile at first, then a real one. And that right there shows the power of having someone in your corner. They sit closer now, not in a dramatic way, just naturally. Two sisters sharing a quiet moment. The heartbreak isn't magically gone. Healing doesn't happen in 5 minutes. But she's not alone anymore, and that makes a difference. They talk about moving forward. About focusing on themselves. About not chasing someone who couldn't stay loyal. One thing I really liked is that the story didn't turn